Hi, everybody. My name is Adam Cohen. I'm the Vice President of Broadcasting for NCMA Boston. This is the If You Don't Use It, You Lose It case study review and skill application. Meet the speaker, session, webinar, whatever you want to call this thing. I'm joined by Mike Gauthier and Josh Name. These are the two speakers that you're going to be hearing at this session. Mike, Josh, welcome. Why don't you both tell us a little bit about yourselves?
I'll go first, Josh, if you don't mind. Mike Gauthier, former president of NCMA Boston, currently a board member and a fellow through the organization. Been in the profession for almost 20 years and have seen a lot of shifts and changes through my time, for the better and for the worse. And looking forward to being a part of this event, especially with Josh and collaborating to bring you something great.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, so my name is Josh Nyam. I'm currently a senior manager at Deloitte in the government and public services industry. So I lead a team of federal contracts and subcontract professionals. Prior to joining Deloitte, I worked at Draper, so it's an R&D company, not for profit, in the Boston area. If you guys are familiar with that. And then before that, I actually spent most of my career on the government side. So I kind of have that. So I worked at Hanscom Air Force Base, and I kind of have that perspective of both from the contracting officer standpoint and now kind of the transition to industry.
Awesome. Well, thank you both. So let's do this. Kind of a fun question for you both. What got you both into your specific fields? Mike, let's start with you.
I was presented with an opportunity to go work for a business owner of a 400-person company directly under him, under the CEO, many years back. And it was a business. It was a service-based business for servicing infrastructure, buildings, assets, like engineering and services and that. And I really didn't know much about the sales side of contracting. And that's basically, I jumped into writing proposals, business development, subcontracting, internal relationships, updating policy for an organization. So I was thrown in the fire of I would say that was still considered, I would say, a small business by SBA standards then. But I jumped right in the fire and learned everything, learned all sides, the buying, the selling, and just managing of a business. So that's how I got started. And then things just expounded from there. Opportunities presented themselves and have stayed in the business ever since, both on the buying and on the selling side.
Awesome. Josh, what about you?
Yeah, so I actually started off as a summer hire intern at Hanscom Air Force Base, right? So not even in the contracting field, but I'd always been kind of interested in like kind of legal contracts. So while working at Hanscom, I found out about this CopperCap program, which is the government contracting trainee program. And a lot of people who have been in the Air Force or supported the Air Force as a civilian know about this. It's kind of like how you grow your career and learn from like the, very basic, like learning government contracts. So I worked my way up from, through that program to be a contracting officer, worked in various divisions across Hanscom Air Force Base. Then most recently was a supervisor in Kessel Run, if you've heard of that. So it was really just, going there, working at Hanscom as a summer hire, and then found out about contracting, and it really interested me. And then I've been in contracting ever since.
Awesome. Well, now the fun part. What interests you about the topic that you're presenting on? So again, when you guys are doing a session on case study review and application of if you don't use it, you lose it. So what really interests you about this particular topic?
Well, Josh and I have collaborated, online in the past, and have talked, a bunch over the past couple of months. And we both feel, Josh, you could speak for yourself, but for myself personally, the experiences I remember about going to conferences and going to trainings and going to seminars are the ones that you're a part of, are the ones where you get not just sitting there watching slides and listening to a presentation, but ones where the speaker or the facilitator invites you in. And then once you learn something, they give you a theme. Like, this is why you learn this. And so this is what we're going to try to recreate for the audience today, at the March workshop, is being a part of it. And then learning something at the end and having your aha moment that you can take away with you. That's our hope.
Yeah, and I'll just add in, I've been attending the March workshop for years, and I'm really excited to be, on the facilitator side this time. So, as contracting professionals, we're constantly working through complex contracting scenarios, and every day is different, right? You never know what kind of problem you encounter. So really, we want to kind of illustrate, like in a real life scenario in a workshop, like, scenarios that you could encounter in the contracting field, and like have the group work through them together, and really just kind of hands-on learning, which is a little bit different than some of the other ways that these workshops run. So we thought it was just an interesting way to really pivot away and do something different.
Awesome. So as we wrap things up here, let's get to why the people really want to hear. Give them a little snippet here into what can people expect to learn during this event.
There's two themes that are part of this. We can't say what they are. You're going to have to come to the session to find those out. You're going to have two aha moments. And Josh and I have been planning and developing this. So with this hands-on, you'll have those. And you'll leave and you'll remember them. So we hope you come to the session, support Josh and I, support the NCMA Boston March Workshop, and we look forward to seeing you and being a part of it.
Yeah, and just to emphasize, this is really going to be like a hands-on, interactive experience. So really expect to come here, be a participant, work through these problems with us together as a team, and we hope that we learn some cool stuff about how different people view different problems, and really putting those critical problem-solving skills to life.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you both want to share before we wrap this up?
Thanks for the opportunity, Adam. Thanks to the committee, and thank you to all the board members, and thank you to the future attendees for being a part of it.
Yeah, thank you. We look forward to seeing everyone there.
Excellent. Well, you all know the fun and exciting March workshop. March, I believe it's 11th. I got to check my calendar. That's what happens when I don't do my notes. March 13th. It's going to be at Bentley University. You get all the information here on the agenda on the YouTube page. Head over to ncmaboston.org. Find out all the fun information. You can check out the rest of the Meet the Speaker interviews that we're doing here specifically for the March workshop. Mike and Josh, thank you so much. And we all look forward to seeing you all at the March workshop. Latest, peoples.